To avoid breaking the law in the nanny state we live in, Victoria, and allow us to show you the thrill of forward driving on the beach, plus a secret little spot, we are crossing the border to a land that time forgot. The most laid-back state where they only serve the best blend 43 coffee, South Australia. So now that all the South Australian viewers have probably smashed that dislike button, we would like to point out that South Australia is a guilty pleasure of ours. With beautiful scenery, friendly people, and a capital city with a big country town vibe, it is definitely worth a visit or two. Not sponsored. Plus, it is the closest place you can go from Victoria to legally drive on the beach without special permits or permissions. We will show you the amazing coastline of Robe, which is a playground for the off-road enthusiasts, how we got stuck a couple of times and completed solo recoveries, camping, all while doing it on a budget. We will also show you a near head-on accident we were involved in. Let's go! Located about 340 kilometres southeast of Adelaide, or about 530 kilometres west of Melbourne, we embarked on a 1,500 kilometre round trip in 2 days. Robe is a small coastal town that was once a busy port for shipping wool and wheat back in the day, but is now better known for its pristine beaches and rugged coastal cliffs. Due to the quick turnaround, we didn't get to spend a lot of time in the town of Robe as we were there to explore the long stretches of sandy coastline. Before we start down these tracks to find the beach, it is essential that you air down. The recommendation is between 15 to 20 psi, and always one to follow instructions. We went for 22 psi. It's also important to remember that this is a sensitive and fragile environment. The sand dunes and coastal ecosystems are home to a wide range of native flora and fauna, so it's important to be respectful and responsible when driving on the beach. Don't be this guy who went flying around the dunes that are single lane for the most part, full of blind bends, dips and crests. Not only did he lose his 2 water jerry cans and not notice, he almost ran headfirst into us. After speaking to him to inform him where he could find his 2 jerry cans, we had to have a bit of a laugh as he turned around claiming that there was no beach access. However, he was just one turn away from it. Now, before you turn around and say we should have told him, we didn't know ourselves. We just knew that if we kept driving around these tracks, we would eventually find the beach. As we took that final turn just in front of us, we made our first mistake. A picturesque view of the shoreline and ocean opened up in front of us, and we stopped to take it all in. For a bit of context, at this stage, including stops and more roadworks than we care to mention, we were in the car for about 7 hours. The sand at Robe is soft, very soft. We were so excited to finally see what we came all this way for that we forgot that it is never a good idea to stop on soft sand. Now, a lot of people will have you believe that trying to recover from soft sand will be a dramatic experience with the ocean coming in fast and everything failing at once. We could dramatize this now and show us racing against the clock, but the truth is, we were high up on the beach, so we had time. We still could have lowered our tire pressure if we chose to, but we knew we had enough recovery equipment with us to get out of this. For this recovery, all we used was the recovery tracks. We dug out a little ramp on all 4 tires so the Fortuner didn't have a steep step to climb. And after a couple of attempts, we were out. Once we regained momentum, we didn't stop until we made it to a more solid surface. All up, it probably took us about 5 to 10 minutes. If you find any of this information useful, please subscribe. Also, we love reading all the comments, so please feel free to say hi. Our adventure continues onto the campground and a hidden spot where you can drive right up to the edge of a cliff, so stick around. When driving around the dunes, it is highly recommended that you have a red flag on a pole attached to your forward drive. Please don't look at our vehicle as we are a bad example. And a 40 km/h speed limit applies to all of the park. If you visit and have a UHF, channel 10 is used in the park, but use the scan function just in case. It is also recommended that you travel with at least one other vehicle. However, as we have shown in this and previous videos, it is possible to go it alone with the right recovery gear. But be prepared to pay if you require someone to come get you unstuck. There are a few different campgrounds along the coast, and you can book online before you go. Or if you're like us, book when you turn up. The booking cost us $17.50 for the night, and we stayed at Long Gully Campground, which has some amenities.
Our little camp for the night. Much, but it's perfect for us.
Gas fires are preferred, however you can have a campfire, but be sure to bring your own firewood. All the campsites are accessible from a gravel road that runs parallel to the beach, so you don't need a forward drive to enjoy the campsites. Most sites are a quick walk away from the beach, however make sure your vehicle is a capable four-wheel drive before attempting to drive on the beach. So, before we get to the hidden gem we found, let's talk about cost. All up, this adventure cost us 2.5 tanks of fuel, food, and the $17.50 for the campsite for the night. It was a lot of driving, but we did manage to get over 24 hours in Robe, so well worth it. There is an abundance of wildlife to see on the way to and from Robe, including snakes, kangaroos, emus, wallabies and echidnas. Our campsite was next to a couple of wombat holes. We heard them overnight but didn't get to see them. Subscribe so you don't miss our shorts, where we will show you where there are a plethora of koalas and an amazing sinkhole. On the way to this little secret, we drove along the beach again to complete our robe experience. We got to a stage where we thought for sure we would get stuck, as it looked like a lot of people before us got stuck and chewed up the beach. Praising our excellent driving abilities, managing to make it through without getting stuck, we got stuck just around the bend, where we were met with some more soft sand. Out with the tracks again. This time we needed to back up a little as the previous vehicles dug up the soft sand nicely, and this was an incredibly soft stretch of track. Now it says on the recovery tracks that you should never spin your tyres on them, but we live in the real world and that is just not possible. With a couple of repositions and minimal grunt, we made it out. The trick to finding the amazing hidden place where you can drive right up to a cliff's edge, giving edging a whole new meaning, is when you see a sign saying "No Through Road" at the end of the track. Keep going for a bit. It looks like the end of the road, however, it will open up to an amazing cliff view and another stretch of beach driving. The road does end and you do need to go back the same way, but it is worth it. Don't keep us on the edge. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.